Perhaps overlooked since yesterday is that 875 Catholic churches in France were vandalized in 2018. 875. In a single week last month, 12 churches were vandalized, including a fire deliberately set, also located in Paris. This is context. This is not speculation. This is the situation right now in France and the recent history of what has happened to Catholic churches throughout the nation. Ignored too often by some covering the tragedy, some who have ruled out speculation about the cause of the Notre Dame fire as they speculate, taking it as gospel that, well, arson was not the cause. That was a decision made within hours. It sounds like a different kind of decision, perhaps a political decision rather than one based on careful investigation of the facts.
No kidding. It violates French law and common law and our law to just say before a fire is out, you know what caused it when you don't know.
If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance.
Within 30 minutes of the Notre Dame being on fire, we were covering it when that blaze started on Monday. And when I was first watching CNN and Fox News that we have on TVs out there and turn the audio up, both channels were saying it's not arson and it's not terrorist. This happened the day after Palm Sunday. The whole week of Easter is when the Islamists burn up and bomb and shoot up churches. I said just a month ago with the Christchurch attack in New Zealand, I said, look for them starting Palm Sunday, the Islamists, through Easter to blow up and burn a bunch of churches. They always do. And they had Media Manners and the Daily Beast and mainstream news saying Jones is so horrible. He says Muslims are going to attack this Easter week. Well, that's like saying people put up Christmas trees in December in the U.S. Christians put up Christmas trees. Muslims go out and blow up churches and shoot people up. I mean, they run over people with trucks. They scream Allah Akbar and stab women and children. You know that. Stop pretending that's not reality, you lying leftist scum. And so within an hour of the fire starting, 30 minutes of news coverage, I'm watching the news and they're saying, no arson, no Islam, no terror. And I just sat back, and then I actually went to the fine print. It's like authorities don't know what caused it. They won't know till the fire's out, and they get it into an investigation. They don't know. I played yesterday Fox News going, well, from Paris, we don't know, and they don't know who did it. There'll be an investigation starting in the next few days. It may take months to decide the cause, but it's not terrorism, and it's not arson. It's like a coroner. Well, the body's not even cold yet, but it's not murder. But we haven't done any tests yet, so we don't know. It's oxymoronic. What the media is telling you is you're not going to say this is terror, and you're not going to say this is arson. I don't know if it was Muslims. Probably is. I don't know if it was arson, but I mean, that's what everything points towards. It's been a terrorist target. ISIS was bragging a week ago how they were going to blow it up or burn it up. They're praising it. Muslims are praising it all over the place. Prominent Muslims are. But they politically make the statement that you will not question one of the top Christian monuments in the world. I'd say like the third most important monument after, what, Golgotha, where Christ was crucified? Or what, the Vatican? I mean, what else? I mean, Notre Dame's 900 years old. It's a beautiful giant church. It's filled with all these icons. And the thing goes up like a Christmas tree lit on fire, and we're not supposed to ask questions? What world do we live in? Where Shep Smith and Neil Caputo, they're now the police dogs, the enforcers to not ask that question. So you know it's super suspicious. I mean, the thing is the biggest target in France for Islamists. And within 30 minutes of the thing being on fire, we're told we don't know why it's on fire. But don't say it's Muslims. Then French officials go in and say, no, we think it's Islam. We've had 800-plus churches firebombed the last 12 months. And they go, whoa, you can't say that. You're off air. But on Fox Business, Lou Dobbs, who got fired from CNN for being #1, and not towing the line. He tells it like it is. Here it is.
Authorities are ruling out, however, within just a matter of hours, arson. Perhaps overlooked since yesterday is that 875 Catholic churches in France were vandalized in 2018. 875. In a single week last month, 12 churches were vandalized, including a fire deliberately set, also located in Paris. This is context. This is not speculation. This is the situation right now in France and the recent history of what has happened to Catholic churches throughout the nation. Ignored too often by some covering the tragedy, some who have ruled out speculation about the cause of the Notre Dame fire as they speculate, taking it as gospel that, well, arson was not the cause. That was a decision made within hours. It sounds like a different kind of decision, perhaps a political decision rather than one based on careful investigation of the facts.
No kidding. It violates French law and common law and our law to just say before a fire is out, you know what caused it when you don't know. Very suspicious. The default is it was Islamic terror. Now, we have to say that. The cover-up is clear. Cover-up is many times evidence of the crime itself. Here's Tucker Carlson making a great point. And I don't think he's joking. We'll be taught within a generation or so that white supremacists attacked us on 9/11, not globalist-inspired and funded Islamicists. Here's Tucker Carlson.
In 1992, Ilhan Omar came to this country from a refugee camp in East Africa, Kenya. 3 years later, she and her family applied for and received refugee status in the United States. 5 years after that, she became a U.S. citizen, and she's been attacking the United States as a racist hellhole pretty much ever since. According to Omar, there's barely a difference between this country and terrorist groups like al-Qaeda. In a 2013 interview, Omar complained that people seemed to think there was a big difference between America and al-Qaeda. Watch.
When I was in college, I took a terrorism class. Every time the professor said Al-Qaeda, he sort of like his shoulders went up, and you know.
Yeah, he's in command here.
Al-Qaeda, you know, Hasbullah. You don't say America with an intensity. You don't say England with an intensity.
Hey, pause.
You know, you don't.
I don't want to listen to the pig. Just fast forward to the end where he makes the key point. But why do you want to live here, you ugly, stupid pig? And I mean ugly, your soul is ugly. You get run out of your own country, Somalia, where women are lower than slaves, lower than dogs. You go to Kenya that saved your ass, that Islam's trying to crush right now. And then you come here to piss in our face constantly and tell us how much we suck. No, you suck, dirtbag. Go back to your filthy rat hole. Go back to your you-know-what hole. And get off our back. You want to come here from Africa and embrace America and love it? We love you. You want to piss in our face? Go to hell. By the way, an African immigrant who's here legally wearing a mega hat just got beaten half to death in Maryland. We've got that article up on Infowars.com. Sorry, let's go back to the end of the clip. Here it is.
I swear, in 20 years, every fifth grader will believe 9/11 was committed by white supremacists. Totally true. You watch, you heard it here first. They're the real threat. We need to fear and suppress them. And that's what Booker's saying. And to prove it, he and so many demagogues on the left are forever telling us about the epidemic of hate crimes in this country, but they're lying. There is no epidemic of hate crimes. We check, we know what the numbers are. We check for California, the biggest state, the most liberal state. Here are the numbers. In 2017,
let's stop right there. We're going to get to this later. I got to get to the big Trump story, but they've created new hate crimes. They've created new reporting agencies. Right-wingers don't report this stuff. So Tucker's actually wrong in a way. Hate crimes against conservatives and nationalists and Christians, the UN admits, are at record levels all over the world. We just showed you all the churches getting burned down.